Loyalty is not a word that lives in light. It is a thing bred in dark places, an instrument hammered out on iron nights, an agreement carved into bone, a currency older than speech. Men misname it nobility. They wear it like a medal and mistake display for substance. They hand it out at toasts and call it brotherhood. But understand this first. What you call loyalty is often a rod waiting to be used against you. It looks like shelter. It smells like home. It becomes a cell when entrusted to hands that measure you only by what you bring to their table. Betrayal is loud and simple. A man who betrays leaves a sound. There is snapping timber, spilling oil, the visible wound, the shout in the street. It is dramatic. It is immediate. It forces reaction. You find the trace, you name the hand. You can burn the cross he left in the dirt and rebuild. There is ugliness in betrayal, and there is mercy in its clarity. But loyalty is subtle. It slips like smoke into your life, rests in the places you cannot see, and does its work in the slow dark. Misplaced loyalty becomes erosion. It eats at your edges until you are a hollow figure standing on a field of someone else's battles. I have watched men swear their souls to the unworthy. I have watched them hold banners no one else could see, stay in cold rooms, shoulder burdens that were never theirs, and believe themselves strong because their shoulders did not tremble. They confuse endurance for mastery. They confuse suffering with proof. Let me tell you plainly, endurance is not the same as sovereignty. To endure every insult, every slight, every misuse until you are empty is a ceremony of self-erasure. Your body can stand the blows, your name will not. There are three categories of men in the rooms that matter. The first trades loyalty for convenience. He is a merchant in loyalties, wearing promises as currency until the price rises. The second commands loyalty as a tax. He extracts it with posture and demand, with the soft cruelty of those who rule through the expectation of obedience. He confuses control for reverence. And the third, the rare and dangerous third, lives loyalty as law. He does not ask for proof because his life is the proof. He remains when remaining costs him muscle and bone. He bears consequences as if they were garments, and he never advertises himself as the kind of man who will always stand. Detect the difference not by the way they speak in taverns, but by the way they behave when nothing is at stake. Give them a favor that yields nothing. Offer silence where there is no applause. Watch who returns to the smoke. The ones who stand when there is no audience are the only ones worth binding yourself to. The others will take, and when convenience shifts, they will walk away without the courtesy of regret. Do not mistake affection for allegiance. Many men confuse warmth with covenant. A smile can be a mask that the cold hand fits inside. A hand that lifts your cup while you prosper may not lift a spear when the night demands it. A man's true measure is revealed when the lamp goes out, when the table is cleared and the money is counted, when hunger sharpens. If a man cannot be counted on in the absence of benefit, he was never yours to bind. He was a shadow wearing your name for a while. Loyalty is traded in degrees. It is not a switch. It is a scale with proofs on one side and risk on the other. Yet many men give it away like small coins. They hope that quantity will breed security. It does not. Quantity dilutes the thing's potency. Give your loyalty broadly, and it becomes cheap, a thing that men step on. Keep it narrow, and it becomes armor. This is not cruelty, it is economy. Your energy is finite. Your honor is finite. Guard them like an inheritance. If you hand your name to every passerby, you will one day reach the end and have nothing left but regrets echoing in empty rooms. There is a law older than treaties. Never provide your inner weather to someone who cannot shelter themselves. If a man's hands tremble when you are absent, if his eyes shift toward the comfortable path instead of the right one, do not bind yourself to him. There is no nobility in being spent for those who would not spend for you. We have been raised on the fiction that to be needed is to be loved. That fiction is propaganda for those who intend to use you. Learn to test without spectacle. You do not need speeches. You do not need elaborate setups. Observe small things. Watch how a man handles power that costs him nothing. Watch how he keeps the secret you tell him in the margin of a night. Give a small risk and measure the reaction. The true trial is invisible. It is in moments where no one cheers. That is where fidelity reveals itself in the way a man speaks of you when you are not the subject of praise, in the hand he offers when there is no applause. And measure also how men carry their losses. A man who knows how to keep courage when empty is likely to keep loyalty as a principle. The one who blames the world and laments loudly will abandon when the tide turns. Watch the way a man handles humiliation. It will tell you where his spine bends. Spine that bends to every wind becomes a reed. A reed cannot shield a city. When you have given your loyalty and it has been squandered, do not seek counsel in pity. Pity will hollow you. Remove the decayed timber. Make your cut with the precision of a surgeon. Walk away quietly. No announcements, no pleas. Loyalty severed is not drama. It is maintenance. Do not parade your suffering in the marketplace. You will find no honor in public lamentations. The world respects the one who repairs and returns stronger, not the one who hangs his wounds as flags. There is an economy to presence. Make your absence account. Presence that is required without reason is not loyalty, it is dependency. When your attendance becomes assumed, your value is diminished. Nothing sharpens the character of those around you like the occasional withdrawal of favor. The men who benefit from you will seek you. The men who only used you will not notice. That silence is the proof. Use it. Keep in mind as well that not all removals should be dramatic. Violence is theater. Technique is invisibility. A man of command severs arraignments with the same hand that signs contracts. Clean, precise, irrevocable. We are custodians of consequence, not entertainers. The noise of retribution feeds gossip, not order. The quiet administration of boundaries preserves the camp and prepares it to act again. Forgiveness exists, but it is not a public virtue. It is a private instrument. You forgive to clear your ledger, not to restore what was taken. You forgive to be efficient, to reallocate your strength, not to reopen the path for the same men who will bleed you again. Do not confuse mercy with permission. Mercy is a tool used by the wise. Permission is a trap set by the weak. A final and absolute truth. Your name is the only capital that cannot be replaced. Your name stands for what you allowed, what you defended, who you kept close, and who you cut. If you squander your name on the unworthy, you become indistinguishable from every coward who came before you. Regain identity by refusing diminishment. Live in such a way that when men speak your name, they feel the weight of choice and consequence, not the softness of sentiment. There is a ritual you must practice. Each season, take an inventory of your loyalties. not the public list, but the private ledger. Write down where you have invested: blood, time, recommendation, reputation. Beside each entry, mark what you received in return. If the cost exceeds the return, intersect that entry with a single line and remove it. This is not cruelty, it is housekeeping. Clean living requires discipline. If these words land like cold iron in your chest, do one thing now. Identify the one loyalty you hold that costs more than it returns. End it today, quietly, cleanly. Do not post your departure as a manifesto. It is not a plea, it is a correction. You will find your mind sharpen, your sleep deepen, the maps of your life clear. Men who mattered will remain, the rest will not disturb your nights. And when the rare man appears, the third kind, the man who carries loyalty like bone and not like ornament, value him. Protect that bond with the discipline of a guard and the silence of a vault. When two men with such a code meet, empires can form in whispers, the rest are noise. This is not a sermon, it is a law. Learn it, live by it. Your life will be narrower, yes, but it will be keener. Your voice will travel farther because you will not have wasted breath on the unworthy. You will stand lighter and sharper. The world will notice because power moves through clarity. If this has cut you, then do not ask what you must do. You know, carve away, reassign your blood, withdraw the blade you once handed casually. Reclaim the inner field that was used as a staging ground for other men's wars. There are codes yet to be learned. Stay near to them. There is more to say, and there will be further laws offered in silence to those who remain.